Air quality is a big issue for our cities and towns. Local authorities have targets to meet, and we all have a duty to do everything we can to ensure our behaviour, at the very least, doesn't have a detrimental impact on the environment. We're here in Edinburgh to speak to one transport operator who, through the EcoStars Fleet Recognition Scheme, is making giant strides reducing its carbon footprint and making significant efficiency gains along the way. For those of you that think fuel efficiency and fleet recognition schemes are the preserve of the big boys, I've got news for you. Welcome to Radical Travel, a small yet perfectly formed Scottish tour operator. They run Highland Explorer tours and Haggis adventures, and a series of fuel initiatives have been introduced here which has revolutionised their business. I want to talk to Pete Duncan, he's the general manager, and he's going to tell us more. Right, Pete, tell us about EcoStars.
Yeah, I'm sure we're no different from any other operator in that our fuel spend is one of our major costs. So when we heard about EcoStars and the chance to improve our fuel efficiency, it was definitely something we want to investigate further.
I understand you were one of the early adopters of EcoStars in Edinburgh back in 2011. What got you hooked?
Basically, we got an email into the office explaining what EcoStars was all about, and when we read the content, it just sounded really interesting. So I basically just replied, and one of their representatives came in to talk to us.
And is EcoStars a simple process to get involved with?
Yeah, it's really simple. The representative came in and reviewed all of our operational practices, went through our fleet, the type of vehicles we have, the driver training program that we currently had. They looked at our fuel management processes, and from that they make up a roadmap which has a review of what we currently do and also some advice about how we can improve things going forward.
Thanks, Pete. As we've heard, EcoStars is both a framework for fuel efficiency improvement and also a fleet recognition scheme. It's publicly funded, it's available free to operators who have access then to a whole suite of best practice advice and processes. Hugh Bailey is a transport supervisor here at Radical Travel and has been guiding the organisation through the EcoStars programme over the past 5 years. Hugh, what have been the key recommendations that have come out of this process?
For us, it was three things. Firstly, it was fuel usage. We had our own system in place, but we wanted to make sure that our system was credible. And through EcoStars' help, we managed to implement a telematics system, so now we can back it up with hard figures. Secondly, we wanted a system that we could get buy-in from the drivers, and something that was easy to use. And thirdly, we wanted to look at our fleet acquisition and make sure that we had the correct vehicles and the cleanest vehicles that we possibly could.
Is it possible to quantify the improvements that these recommendations have made to the organisation?
It's one of these things that's very difficult to quantify, but certainly from the driver aspect, people have really bought into it. It's a thing that's at the forefront of all the drivers' minds now. But also fleet acquisition has been made possible by proving that newer fleet is actually more economical for us. So we've moved on to the 3-year policy. By using our fleet telematics, we've actually made a 4.3% fuel saving over the period that we've actually done it. And that speaks for itself, it works.
And it's not just a framework for efficiency improvements, it's also a fleet recognition scheme that presumably gives your customers the confidence that you're a strong organisation with which to do business with.
I think it's very much a badge of honour. I think it's something that we can show that we're doing our bit for the planet. We take people up to the Highlands of Scotland, some of the most beautiful scenery anywhere in the world. They're drinking the lovely fresh air, and we don't want to pollute that. We want to make our fleet as green as we possibly can, and EcoStars can help us do that.
So you've been following the EcoStars programme now for 5 years. Is that the end of it, or is there more to come?
Very much so. I think we're at the start of our journey with EcoStars. One of the things that we're going to do this year is put in automatic gearboxes in the new fleet that we're purchasing, and that way we can iron out the inconsistencies of the drivers. Another thing that I think is very important for us to do is to keep going along to the EcoStars workshops, just listening to best practice, and also referring back to our roadmap that we were given and make sure that we're keeping current with that and looking for anything that we can improve on.
Thanks a lot, Hugh. So that's Radical Travel, a great organisation that's clearly taken advantage of the EcoStars programme. Both the framework and the fleet recognition scheme has definitely had a positive benefit to this company. And so it can for you as well. Go to the EcoStars website, call the hotline and start taking advantage of all this great best practice advice. You won't be disappointed.